Jack, how's fight week going so far over here to your right?
Yeah, it's been good. It's nice. I like Miami. It's been pretty cruisy, business as usual, but yeah, I'm enjoying it.
Does it feel any different given the matchup, kind of being on such a stacked card that's so highlighted? Like, it seems like, to me, this is probably the biggest moment of your career.
Yeah, for sure. Definitely the biggest moment of my career. It feels much the same as any other fight week, if I'm honest. Got a job to do, and that's what we're coming to do.
What do you think of Gilbert Burns?
Yeah, I think Gilbert's a good fighter. You know, he's obviously battle-tested. He's very tough. He's durable, and he's been in there with some of the best. So, yeah, I definitely expect the challenge.
And for you, I guess, what do you feel like's at stake here, right? He's a guy that's always hanging out at the top, ready for a title shot, kind of right there. So what would a win over him do for you in your career?
Yeah, it's a big one for me. You know, he's a top 5. I think this is, I feel like if you can't beat Gilbert Burns, you can't become a world champion. So my plan is to beat Gilbert Burns and prove that I belong in the top 5.
Are you surprised at all that, you're just coming off a win over Kevin Holland, but he's actually above you on the main card? Are you surprised at all by that?
Not really. I don't really care, to be honest. I've beaten him, but obviously big hype around that fight. But, yeah, I'm not really too bothered about their fight order.
And, I know after the fight you talked about the different things you felt like you could do better that you didn't show in the Kevin fight. When you went back to the drawing board and you kind of went through this training camp, I guess, how do you feel like that fight has changed you going forward?
Yeah, for sure. I think it was a good learning curve. You know, Kevin's a dangerous fighter, and I felt I could have given more, but didn't on the night. But, yeah, I'm looking forward to I want to get a finish. I want to get back to my finishing wave, so that's what I'm coming to do this weekend.
Jack, over here.
Hey.
Obviously, we've seen two kind of contrasting approaches that Gilbert's taken in his fights. Like against Hamzat, that was a lot of people saying one of the best fights of the year. But then against Wonder Boy, it was very grappling heavy, kind of held him against the fence and controlled him. So is that difficult to prepare for? Like, because those are two very contrasting approaches that your opponent could take.
Yeah, for sure. I definitely expect, hoping and expecting the best Gilbert there is. And I think, he's aggressive, you know. He's not afraid to strike, go hard. But I expect him to be shooting, trying to get a hold of me and getting me on my back.
Given his accolades in jiu-jitsu and everything, even before he got into MMA, did you have to bring anyone specific to kind of prepare for kind of a short, stockier welterweight that's high-level grappler?
Not really. Just generally practicing, trying to improve day by day grappling and improving off my back and trying not to let the fight get there. So much the same.
And then last one for me. Can I get your thoughts on the main event between Sean and Cheeto?
Yeah, I think it's a good fight. You know, the first fight happened how it happened, but I think, I obviously now with the title on the line, I expect a tough fight. You know, I think both men obviously a lot to prove, everything on the line. So, I expect a nice fight.
Chuck over here to your right. So when you look at that 170-pound division, you have guys like Bilal, Shavkat that are up in the title talks, right? But you yourself can join that conversation come Saturday night. So what type of statement do you think that you need to do in order to maybe even surpass them in a title talk?
Yeah, I think a split decision win isn't going to do it. I think I need to go in there and take him out, get the finish, and I think then, stay my spot in the next welterweight contender.
And last time out, you received your wish of fighting at the T-Mobile Arena. Now you're on a stacked card here in Miami. So what is next for you on your bucket list here in the fight game?
I mean, just going different places I enjoy. I don't know what's going to happen through the year. Hopefully another big fight in Australia towards the end of the year, but see what happens. It's nice to be out here in Miami, somewhere different, but see where it takes us.
And speaking of Australia, Tyson Pedro recently hung up the gloves last weekend, so what did you make of that?
Yeah, I mean, that's his decision. He's obviously a legend in Australian MMA, and he's had a good career, and I feel like if he feels like that's time, then I guess that's time, and we just appreciate what he's done in the sport.
Last one, will you be warming up with the rugby ball before the fight? Yeah,
if we can find a pump to pump it up, we definitely will be. Otherwise, we're going to have to leave the deflated ball at home.
One more in front of here. This is also card as the debut of MVP in your division. So does that kind of breathe another level of excitement into this division? Because he's one of those guys that people have been clamoring for forever to see him compete against guys like you in the UFC.
Yeah, of course. He's got a very interesting style. You know, not too many people in the UFC have that sort of style. So yeah, definitely see how it plays, see how he goes. You know, he's got a tough fight in front of him, and yeah, definitely something that sort of style excites me. And if all goes well for everyone, might be able to see that fight in the future.
How do you think he does against Kevin, a guy that you fought obviously in your last fight?
It's a tough one. You don't know. It's a lot of. I feel like that fight has a lot of questions. You don't know how it's going to go. MVP's obviously done some good things outside the UFC. Now he's fighting probably his toughest fight. So we'll see how he goes. Sweet. Thank you.